Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be ranking all of the top movies in June 2022. Now, yeah, 5 films I've managed to watch this month. Only one actually on streaming, the rest all 4 in the cinema. Pretty average month in terms of films coming out. Good bit of mix in terms of different genres and stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. Before we do start though, I just want to say if you want to watch any of these reviews on the channel, they've obviously been uploaded before, so if you want more of a deeper understanding of what I thought about the film, go and watch that actual review. This is just going to be like a summary. So kicking off this video with the worst movie of June. Now June hasn't been a bad month in fairness, and I actually gave Men 6 out of 10. So it's not awful. I didn't hate Men. I just found it hard to understand, and that's the biggest thing about this film. It's a really difficult film to get on the first watch. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. I was expecting to come out there thinking I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. It's going to be one of the top 5-6 films of the year, but it's not. It's a shame. I thought it was a really good performances from the actors involved. Obviously a British film as well. There was good scenes, good cinematography in the movie. Really loved the actual look and aesthetic of the film, and the soundtrack was top quality with some of the effects and the overhead channels and everything going on in the cinema. Really enjoyed the presentation of the movie. Just the first hour I thought was good. It was building on something. There was some tension there and it was really good. But then the last 45 minutes, half hour was just bonkers. And it totally lost me. It totally lost Hannah. It even, 2 ladies coming out of the cinema even said to us, what did you think of that? It was good to begin with and then it was awful. We all thought the same thing. And it was a shame. So I gave it a 6 out of 10 for Men. So yeah. Next then, in 4th place, is the actual latest movie that I've reviewed of the month, and that is Elvis. I actually gave Elvis a 6.5 out of 10. Now, I didn't hate Elvis, but I also didn't love it. I said in the review it wasn't as good as Rocket Man, and it wasn't as good as Bohemian Rhapsody. For me, Rocket Man is the top tier in terms of biopic movies. Big on John fan, so I'm a bit biased, but I thought Austin Butler, I said, was fantastic in the film. Now, I actually said that he could get an Oscar for this performance. I'm saying this, yes, in June. Crazy, I know, but I really think he could. I think he did a really good job. The actual soundtrack was great. Obviously, Elvis has a really big back catalogue of great music, so there was never going to be any doubts there in terms of that. Presentation of the movie, though, I did say was a bit comedic and a bit stupid CGI that wasn't really needed. And I also said as well that the film felt like it was just cramming too much information in the time that it had. It didn't have to cover the entire life of Elvis Presley. It could have done a certain part, very much like Bohemian Rhapsody did, and even Elton John's movie did. It kind of went up to 99 and that was it. This went up basically till his last moments and started when he was a young boy. So I felt like there was way too much information in there. There was too much in there. I don't think it was needed, I think they could have just started when he was in his 20s and we could have gone down to the more nitty-gritty of the story rather than it feeling a big trailer, as somebody said on Letterboxd. And it did. It just felt like a 2-hour-long trailer of the movie. So yeah. Coming in 3rd place, and I actually gave 2 films 7 out of 10, and in 3rd place I'm actually going to give it to Jurassic World Dominion. Now, this is probably a high score in terms of 7 out of 10 for this film. A lot of people have been quite critical of this film, more critical than me. I didn't mind it, but I didn't. I've used in my Jurassic World review ranking video. I didn't hate it. It wasn't the worst Jurassic Park film in my opinion. Certainly not the best. Good performances by Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt, but the plot of this movie was just really messy. It felt like the first half of the film with Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, their story was that was what they were going to do as the main plot of the film. But then all of a sudden the old guys sign back up and we need to create a plot for them. And then at the end then they just meet up and the plots don't really mean anything. That was what it was. And that was the biggest problem with the film. It felt like it was just an afterthought. And we've already done this work, so why are we going to affect this? It just felt like that. And you never want that, especially in a franchise like Jurassic World. You kind of want this movie, basically, if that did happen, they should have done more reshoots. They should have done, done things right, like they did with Doctor Strange and stuff, For the big franchise like Jurassic World, yes, it's going to make money, but it's also the worst you know, one of the worst films in the series now. The next movie I gave a 7 out of 10 to Lightyear. This is actually my second favourite movie of the month. Really, really good. Did enjoy it. Looked really aesthetically pleasing as well. It was like, you know, it was fun. It was a fun family adventure story. Was the film needed was what I was really critical with. I didn't really like Chris Evans being Buzz. Buzz to me is Tim Allen, and I think they should have just continued that voice on. It wouldn't have hurted. They just should have, in my opinion. What happens if they do a Woody series? Well, we're gonna have a different voice for Woody, are we? You can't, like, that's the character. I had a real problem with that. We also had some extended cast as well, which was okay but forgetful, apart from the cat socks was really, really cute and all that. Yeah, I gave it a 7 out of 10. Could have been quite critical, especially with it being the same score as Jurassic World Dominion, but it was just a easygoing movie which didn't blow my socks off type of thing. In terms of Pixar, you know, it's mid-tier for me. I don't find it as amazing as other people would, you know, other Pixar films, of course. So yeah, I think it's quite a fair score for me, 7 out of 10. Nothing amazing, but nothing awful. So, and then coming in number 1, the best film of the month for me is a Netflix movie, and this is Hustle. Hustle stars Adam Sandler, and he's basically playing this like like a scout for like basketball, and he's got to get like this like next superstar for the NBA from Europe and bring him over to the Philadelphia 76ers, I believe the team is, and you know, they want this superstar that's gonna like front their team and all that. And it's a really good film. If you're really into your sports movies, it's really good. Also seeing Adam Sandler play more of a like serious role rather than like the comedic stuff that we're used to. He's really good at playing that like top tier role, in my opinion. In this film though, I really enjoyed that he inserted some lines that were like really comedic, but they were at the right moment and they weren't overdone as well, which I really liked that. And at the end of the movie, we had like LeBron James actually producing the film, like a big NBA star, and loads of like actual like basketball players in the film playing like extras or like additional characters and all that type of stuff. Coaches, real life coaches and pundits and stuff. So like the authenticity of it being like a real basketball film just elevated my thoughts for it. It was just very well done, very well put together. With the research was done. You could tell it was so authentic, and I really enjoyed it. If you are a basketball fan or a sports movie fan, you will love this film. You have got to like your sports movies to actually, I recommend watching this film. I didn't watch this with Hannah. I wouldn't watch it with Hannah, for instance. She's not into sports films at all. So you do have to be really into your sports stuff. I would recommend that. So there it is, guys. There is my top movies of June 2022. Let me know if I missed any down below. I know I missed like Spiderweb and stuff on Netflix and stuff. There was some on Netflix I watched the trailer and just wasn't interested in, so haven't watched, and I'm probably not going to. Unless they interest me, of course I will watch them. There was one Emma Thompson movie that I know I missed, but that's because my cinema didn't have it on showing. So maybe we'll have to catch that when it comes out on streaming or whatever in the next couple of months. But yeah. But thanks for watching today's video, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below, and of course I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.